Hi folks, Mark here from the Delta Force Training Academy team. In this video we'll be going through the Armoury table. We're going through how we do certain things and also, and just as importantly, why we do these things. Behind me we've got two Armoury tables set up, not designed as two different examples, but if you do have two tables, it's always nice to have a bit more of a presence out there. What we've got behind me is an example of how we would set these up. And really what we want to get from this is that there's a 3D element to it. Everything's not lying out flat on the tables, so the customers have to come up to the table to look down onto it. We've got stuff standing up, so at a distance it's interesting and it looks like it's something that they want to come and check out. There's an air of symmetry to it, so we have goggles on one side lined up nice and neatly. We've got our tack vest and our product and our paintballs all together. Be smart about what you have on this table and make it interesting to look at. You're trying to grab people's attention before they even walk down into your base camp. We'd have all of the products that we're trying to talk about up here, as well as any of the pack banners and pizza banners that we'd use to reference further products that we might want to push. Don't forget that the Armoury table really is an information point. We use it as a selling station, but the real focus of it and the key thing to get your staff to buy into, that this is a stopping point to give your players information about the rest of the day, specifically about how many games they're going to play and therefore how many paintballs they're going to use throughout the day. And as an extension of that, once you've then got them excited about all these games we're going to play, what formats we're going to play, how it's going to work, once you've got them excited about that, then you can sort of talk about the fun, optional value extras, your tactical packs, your tactical vests, your barrels, your goggles, your onesies, everything like this that we have as optional luxury extras. Okay. Now, what I recommend you do, as any decent centre manager will do this, you tend to have, at around about 9 o'clock in the morning, just before you open, you have a bit of a crowd in the car park. And I'd always recommend that the centre manager does the very first Armoury pitch. The reason for that is simple. Those are the one staff member on site, supposedly trained in public speaking. And it's the one chance you have to talk to all of your players, one chance you have to really set the tone, introduce yourself, and it also helps you sort of set the example to your team. If they know that the boss is going to go out there and do the first Armoury pitch and go there and show how it's done, it's a really good way to motivate your team and keep them engaged, okay? I'd always recommend the centre manager does the first pitch of the day, both to practice to sharpen their own skills, to talk to the group, and to reinforce that they can do it to their own team. I'm going to introduce someone else, and also on busier days do this with a second member of staff, and if you can, ideally a cashier. So your cashier tends not to get too busy till perhaps 9:15, 9:20. So why not have them out at the Armoury table for those first 15 minutes? Why not have an actual trained cash handler on the Armoury table going to be handling the cash? That makes perfect sense to me, and I'm sure we said like that, it will do to you as well. It's really important that we have that person out there being able to model what they would look like. So for myself as a centre manager, I'd be wearing this gear. If I was a marshal wearing it, I'd be in the marshal gear. But your assistant for that first pitch should absolutely be wearing the kit that we can upgrade them to. That's the optional armoured gloves, and it lets them understand that the gloves are armoured. So rather than just grabbing some gloves, let's grab some armoured gloves and they can see what they look like. They look really cool. They got the tactical vest, and here's the cool thing we'll do. We always make sure that we tuck these flaps inside. Alright? Obviously during the game they're like this, but we do it here. And the reason for that is simple. People don't actually know what these tactical vests are for, we don't explain it. And if all the flaps are down, they can't sort of work out their head, that's where the ammunition lives. This is a real good clear indicator of how it works. They have a locker key around the neck, again draw attention to that. And when you talk about the products, they'll be prepared to, so for example, if I was talking about the upgrade goggles, they'd be prepared to actually put those upgrade goggles onto their head and model it for the customers to actually see how cool they look. It's a really cool way of doing it. Big thumbs up to the customers and everyone wins. Your person doing this will also have the cash bum bag on them as well. So it's really important that it is someone who's trained in cash handling, someone trustworthy that does this. You may well be at a centre that doesn't take cash on the Armoury table, and that's the case. Chat to your regional manager about whether or not you think that your centre should or could take money on the Armoury table. But for centres that do, you want to make sure that the person who does so is trained in cash handling and is a safe and responsible person to do so. I always recommend the cashiers before handing over perhaps to a senior marshal. So that first Armoury pitch of the day should be very, very simple. Drag players down to you. Empty the car park. When you've got one or two guys at the top of the car park, bring them down to you. Remember, they're not coming down here to listen to you sell products. Get that out of your system, okay? It's not about selling products. You're selling the experience. The product's gonna sell itself because the experience is worth it, because the experience is exciting. So you're dragging them down here, once again, not to sell them something, but to tell them how the day works. And you'd word this, if people are saying, oh, we're just waiting for a few more players. That's fine, come down here, listen to this, let's tell you how the day's gonna work, so you can tell your teammates when they arrive, and then you can hire them for the system. Gather your group around them, talk to them. Introduce the most important person there, yourself, your staff, okay? Introduce them. Hi folks, my name's Mark. Hi folks, my name's Haley. Welcome in, okay? Before we go any further, let me tell you how the day's gonna work. Start things off there, get them excited. They've driven, hours in some cases. They've been planning this for weeks in some cases, longer. Get them excited for what's gonna happen. Welcome to Delta Force Paintball. Let me tell you how the day's gonna work. We've got this many fields out there. They're awesome. Each field's got a different theme, different mission, different mode, and you play each of them. Not only that, but you'll do 2 games on each of them, okay? You'll get a chance to play both sides. Start getting excited. Talk about game modes. Capture the flag, humans versus zombies, team deathmatch. Start to let them get in the mind. So you drag your players down, you talk to them, you're trying to get them, you're trying to get them to imagine being in the position of playing. They're in a car park, it's early in the morning, maybe the weather's not too great, maybe it's still dark, maybe they're tired, whatever it is, you want to snap them out of that, and you want them to start thinking, yeah, this is actually happening now, this is real. Get them excited by it. Talk about the kit that we're going to give them. Not a huge amount of detail, you need to tell them all the ins and outs of all the standard equipment, but the reason we detail a little bit is because then we talk about the luxury items, the value items for those who want to upgrade. And be careful here, be careful how you present this. We want to be careful that we don't say that people have to upgrade. We want to make sure we say that the equipment that comes with your booking is great and it will do the job, but for those who want to upgrade, we've got some luxury items. And this is where your assistant, where the mod will be able to show this off. In our case, we have what's called a tactical pack. It's 3 things. It's the tactical vest, upgrade goggles, and the upgrade sniper barrel. Okay, so that's what we push here. Your center may have upgrade paintball guns, may have pyrotechnics, whatever it is. These are value-added items that make the day better. Okay, and that's what you're trying to persuade people. Once again, you're not trying to sell product. You're trying to sell the idea that this is going to make the day better. This is going to make it more memorable. What else going to have on here? Things that they're going to need, so we can remind people about locker keys, grab it way down there. Little things like having a pizza box up here. Help them visualize it. Now, 9 o'clock in the morning, people aren't going to be hungry, so people aren't going to be thinking about lunch. But you want to sort of set the tone. These are awesome pizzas. You're going to be starving. You'll play 4 awesome maps, always referring back to what they'll be doing, helping them imagine it. Okay, that's what we're trying to get. People imagine they're doing it, so they'll do it. Now, you may choose to have fog busters out here. You may choose to sell fog busters, all these little things here. Remember though, the key point of this, and really nothing else matters apart from this, is that they leave the army table pumped about the day of paintball and persuaded to get on board with group packs, okay? Or whatever your version of the group packs is at your center. So we want to make sure that we'll always reference this. I actually would never talk about bulk paintballs at all, at any point during this. We would only talk about group packs. And these are the exciting ones. And this is the best way to grab ammo for the day, the cheapest way to do so. Comes with free armored gloves and groin guards for the lads. They're yours to keep at the end, okay? And we can even give these sheets out to group organizers, to groups, while they're standing there. We want them to get so excited by the games, and then look at this, for those things to make sense. He said we're gonna play 10 games, 10 tubes, yeah, that makes sense. That's actually worth it. Okay, so that's really important. That it's over well us going for fog busters and all that sort of stuff up here, but what we really want them to leave here is pumped about paintballs and buying those paintballs in bulk, okay? Another quick thought here, and this is a generalization, and your center may well be different, but, so the thinking is, if customers do not upgrade their gear at the armory table first thing in the morning, they will never do so, okay? You will not get people grabbing tactical vests, goggles later on in the day, halfway through the day. It just doesn't happen. So you either sell them here or before the first game, or it just won't happen. Bear that in mind, okay? There's no point having all this shiny kit here looking great if you don't use it, if it just stays behind the counter not doing anything. So you got one chance to really push this upgrade kit. If you don't, you won't. And really, that's the extra on top of your paintballs. That's when the spend paint gets really exciting. That's when the days get really exciting. So as center managers, we're going to be aware of a couple of things that need to happen here. Fog busters will sell themselves through the day. If goggles are fogging up, we can recommend it face to face to our customer, and fog busters will sell themselves. Pizzas, we can sell directly at the choke point chats, come back in from the marshals, over the microphone, between the first games, face to face to groups. Okay? Locker keys, we can sell to group organizers, we can sell here. All of these things are nice, but the things that we have to think about are paintballs. We don't get the paintball sales, then that isn't working, and the upgrade packs. If we don't sell it in the morning, we won't sell it at all. So you've got a real choice to make here. Don't focus too much on the little things, they'll take care of themselves. Focus on the things that make us money and make the customer's day more enjoyable. If you can do that, then you're onto a winner. So I'm not going to go through an Armoury pitch. We do have a written out one, a typed out one, that we recommend all new managers and all trainees, anyone doing this does work through and learn. The point of this video was why we do certain things, why we have the 3D look to it, why we have 2 people doing it, why we have a cashier working alongside us, and what the products are that's most important to push. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'd appreciate any questions on DFCA or DFAUS, and I look forward to seeing your Armoury Pitch videos very soon. Thank you.